all of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets.
Child, the details of Diddy's recent arrest are getting nastier by the minute. Because word on the street is Katt Williams was one of the many people that Diddy tried to violate, and then pre-off parties, it turns out Diddy was so desperate to get a taste of Katt's hole that he even went as far as offering him over $50 million for a decade-long worth of access to his body. But get this, y'all, not only did Diddy want to misuse Katt's body like this, but he allegedly put a clause in that contract that allowed him and his freak-off partners to sleep with Katt with no form of protection lube or baby oil. They just wanted to emasculate him and dive in raw, according to Katt. He has all the receipts to prove it, and he's more than ready to submit it to the feds the minute they ask him for it. Okay, so as most of y'all know by now, Diddy is currently rotting off in prison after Homeland Security arrested him for trafficking and transportation of unsuspecting into the U.S. for his infamous freak-off parties. In fact, as we speak, Diddy is currently facing up to 100 years in jail, and to make things even worse, a judge just denied his bail request, even after he offered $50 million as well as both of him and his mom's multi-million-dollar mansions in Miami as collateral, and his passport and the passports of every single one of his kids. Yeah, even his innocent 1-year-old who literally just got here.
This man put up a $50 million bond. $50 million bond. And the judge still said, you're denied. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're going to jail. You're finna be in chains. Out of all the news today, I think I'm still stuck on this $50 million bond, because if you look at the fact that in California, the average bail amount for is $2 million, and your bond amount is 10% of that, right? So that's $200,000. And you can pay your bond by putting up your house, putting up your assets, whatever the case may be. But this man paid off an $18 million home, and the judge still said, nah, you gonna sit in jail. I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't care what you have. I don't care what your life looks like. I don't give a what other people have. I really don't. Because what did you do to get it? How did you end up in the position that you're in? Because the fact of the matter is, if you did something dirty to get where you are, you will have to pay the debt of your transgressions. You will have to pay it in full. It might not be on this side. It might be on the other side. But you will never escape the return on the investment that you made to get where you are. And the return on your investment might be jail. I'm just so shook. Like, you put up a $50 million bond and they said, nah, that ain't gonna work.
According to his indictment, which was released a day after his arrest, the charges that they arrested him on date all the way back to 2008. And the reason why he was able to get away with it for so long in the first place was because he wasn't running this enterprise alone. Apart from him having other very powerful people in his corner, he had several hotels across the U.S. on his payroll, and several other people who were in charge of making sure his victims stayed silent, or sometimes even allegedly unalive in fact. It was found that Diddy was the head of a criminal enterprise that engaged or attempted to engage in Tierra forced labor interstate transportation for purposes of prose offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Apparently, Diddy would use force, threats, and coin to get the women to engage with male workers in the freak-offs, which he arranged and recorded, creating dozens of videos. These bizarre freak-off events could last for days, and Diddy victims would often receive 4 fluids to recover from the exertion and use out. But it gets worse, y'all, since most of these victims were flown into the U.S. and forced to engage in all of these depraved activities, that they absolutely did not want to be involved in. Diddy and his people would use loads of lubricants and baby oils on these women and men to easily enter their bodies. These lubricants and baby oils were discovered during the raid at Diddy's house a few months ago, and according to the fans, they found videos of the performances and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, as well as arms and including 3 AR-15s with def serial numbers in his bedroom closet in Miami. Now, as y'all Can imagine this was a major breakthrough for everybody in the case, because for a minute it was starting to look like this case was just going in with the lawsuits, and he wouldn't actually be doing any jail time, and y'all already know a lot of people were brought up, including Cassie Jaguar Wright and everybody who's spoken on Diddy in the past. However, one person that people could not help but bring up in this was Katt Williams. Katt literally told us at the beginning of the year that 2024 was going to be the year of truth-telling, and he did not lie. In fact, during his now infamous interview with Shannon Sharpe, he specifically talked about how Diddy was going to be exposed this year. There is now a snippet of this interview going around in which Katt made some shocking claims about how Diddy offered him over $50 million, not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 different times to engage in a free.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. Because the people want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
oh, because,
I was gonna ask you that.
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing...
You will tell it?
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so... Because I'm favored by God. Like, when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Now, come on, man.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there?
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go